What up, Jay?
What up? Do little neck exercises. We got to do that more because we're on Zoom these days a lot.
A lot,
A
for real.
lot.
Should see me at my
Muchas.
desk. I'm like,
Muchos tiempo.
I
Um, Welcome everybody to episode 42.
had no idea. I'm so glad that you keep track. Thank you for keeping track.
Thank you.
Yes,
Appreciate that.
yes.
It feels good to keep track. I like it. It satisfies something in me, you know?
Virgo rising. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
hmm hmm
Well, my friend. Who would we like to shout out? I didn't even prepare for this, to be completely honest. Um, Joyful Motherfuckers.
Yeah, we just had a workshop with them.
Yes, that was great. We did it at the Hyde Park Theater
Which
in
was so
Austin.
cool.
It was so cool. Loved it. It felt
Yeah.
really congruent.
It felt nice to be in the space. It felt great to have a room full of people.
Hmm.
Um, it was nice to be in a theater again.
Yes.
It was great.
Yeah, it was great. Yes, we had a lovely intro to both of us. And then we dove into a story that I told to illustrate, on a meta level, me presenting a story meant me stepping into my story and allowing myself to be vulnerable and share me with the group. And the group was instructed to close their eyes and see if anything that I presented in the story activated them in their body. And so it was great. Like that made me so happy to do that because I really want to like hone in on the skills and talents that I have around storytelling
hmm
and do more of that. So I felt really in alignment. It was
Yeah, it
great.
was great. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna just dive into this. The Why not, right? Like let's do it. But yes, shout out to JMF. It was so much fun. Um, and then you went into well, we did like an improv game icebreaker, which was
hmm
great.
hmm
And then we got into your exercises.
hmm
Yeah, how was it this time around?
Um, uh, let's see. Prepping, prepping this time was different. I had the intention of prepping for two workshops. So I
Hmm.
was super, super mindful of how I was using my energy all week. Um, and then as you were telling your story, I was also supposed to, it was the intention to present my story. But as you were telling your story, literally my brain went like this.
Mm.
What was I supposed to say? What? What happened? What am I? What's the story? Do I talk in third person like Liz? What's up? What? What? Hmm. And
Yeah,
then nada. And then I could have really argued with myself or guilted myself or shamed myself. And in that moment, I was just like, nope, not happening. Moving on.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think anything happened on an unconscious level? Because it was interesting to me.
Okay, maybe you're seeing something that I'm not.
Well, it's just like, yeah, like I'm wondering, you know how we can do these things of like forgetting something because there's something in us that uh like is sabotaging us or making us go unconscious for some reason. Something along those lines, which is not what we're consciously trying to do, but it happens, right? So I was just curious if anything like that was happening.
No, I'm really self-aware. I noticed that my cognitive function has a tendency to short out if
Hmm.
I'm feeling way too much energy. It's like if I'm way too hyped,
Hmm.
if I'm ready to just get into it and get started, like I'm usually just like go,
Yeah.
um, then uh my brain just has a tendency to just like short out. I don't know any other way of describing it. Because um it's happened here on the podcast when we had my former sister-in-law on. I was feeling
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
energy and I just shorted out and
Yeah.
was blank. Um, I don't, I wasn't blank this time, but what I had planned to say just like left my brain.
Yeah.
Um, and there's a few things that could be potentially happening is that I wasn't supposed to share something or like energetically, I just wasn't meant to, or um, could be the brain injury thing, or could be,
Hmm.
I don't know, could be a number of things, but it doesn't feel like I was self-sabotaging. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I'll reflect on that a little bit more.
Yeah, I was just curious. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, we do funny things as human beings.
I mean, I've told, various very vulnerable stories before, so
Yeah,
it doesn't it doesn't feel like it would be something that I have a problem with. But I don't know, in that moment I could have just tapped into something that didn't feel right to share. I don't know.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that happened, and it was also interesting. It was just it was cool to do it in a theater. Like it made me feel, how did I feel? I felt extra grounded in
Yeah, I
like
did too.
creativity.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
I mean, the energy of the space is specifically there for creative expression.
Yes.
Um, and with you and I being sensitive to energy, I'm not at all surprised that we both felt that way. I
Yeah.
mean, even after the workshop, like I still had a lot of energy and
Yep.
I wasn't like, okay, I gotta go to bed, right? Like I
Yeah.
had been before in the past. So either I did really well on prepping or we we just we felt the energy of the space, which like helped propel us forward with the foundation of what it is that we do.
Yeah.
Um, and we also had a really great group. They
We
were tapped
did.
in, they were ready, they were curious, not so skeptical.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
they were like, oh, okay, yeah, let's do the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really cool group. Um, yeah, I loved working with them. Yeah. Yeah, there was a pretty quick level of cohesion in the group right away.
Yeah, they all sort of yeah, clicked into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They were ready to explore. I did notice that there were multiple um times of okay, let's sort of like reflect
Mm-hmm.
and sort of like a mini little break.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Uh
debrief.
yeah. I
Yeah.
noticed that they needed more of that, which is interesting. I think I think because a good chunk of them are writers. And so they just need to like take the conceptual, the expression, and like formalize it cognitively in their brains and say, yeah, this is what I experienced. This is what is happening.
Yeah.
And then we can move on to the next creative exploration. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, each group has its own ebb and flow, which is
True.
so beautiful. But every time we facilitate, it's always like confirmation of the power of community is
Yes.
huge. Um,
Yes. Yeah, that is true. Each group is has its own uniqueness to it. And yeah, I didn't mention, you know, the story that I told, it reflected to my little me can get scared before speaking in front of people or showing really like showing myself, sharing myself.
mhm,
Um, and it was cool because prior to the workshop, I was in my car and I could feel my little self um like scared and anxious and I could feel it in my body. And I was just like acknowledging her fear and I said a decree statement that softened the anxiety, which was it was like I softened to my fear and value my voice. And it just like really softened me. And I was like, oh, like, and it's cool because like there's these discoveries that you could make that I made when you are with yourself in connection before something scary, you're walking into something scary, and it has this like magic of like even if it's like 5% or 10% shifting it, there's something about that that's really profound. It's like having those moments of you parenting yourself and then
mm,
you're little getting to see, oh, like this actually isn't like terrifying. Oh,
mhm,
this is actually like this is digestible, right?
mhm,
And so I noticed that and I was yeah, I was really happy about that. Like after we had dinner and I was driving home, I was like, "Oh man, that felt really good." Like that's evidence, more evidence that shows I'm tapping into something that is aligning, you know?
mhm.
So I wanted to share that because I I feel like when we start feeling that familiar fear, it's easy for us, and I've done this many times, where I'll just either avoid myself or avoid the situation or like fake it, but still feel it, and it amplifies even more because I'm trying to like fake it and
Yeah,
mask it.
yeah.
And I know other people can resonate with that. And so it's like, if you can get to a point where you're just like slowly having those little mini like corrective experiences with yourself,
Yeah,
it shifts something really fundamental.
absolutely. So for you, am I understanding this correctly? For you, like beforehand,
Hmm.
you taking that moment, do you do anything like in the middle of it, like while you're talking?
That's a great question. I really intentionally breathe.
Hmm. Hmm.
And because even when I was telling the story, I noticed like, oh, I'm not breathing very well. I need to like slow down.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
And then if I start feeling like you know that feeling when you're pushing your energy out and you're trying to like sense other people, but it's like disembodied kind of thing of like,
Hmm.
oh, am I okay?
Yeah.
Whenever that happens, I've been using those statements, those decrees as like anchors back into my body. So even when I was uh saying the story that I told, there was a moment where I was like, I could feel my heart rate increasing.
Hmm.
I took a breath and I remembered the decree. I can soften. I can soften to, I think I said I could soften to my voice. My voice is valuable. And that helped me get back into it more.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's like before and sometimes during, I need to like do something to anchor myself back in.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like, you and I are transparent when we facilitate. And I've heard you say, "Oh, I'm about to throw up." Right? Like it's like
Yes.
it's a really beautiful thing and really freeing to be like, "Oh, I'm anxious right now."
Yeah.
Right? Like really like model I'm anxious too. I'm with y'all. Like this is vulnerable of all of us
Hmm.
to do this.
Hmm.
So, there's such freedom in transparency.
Yeah. And for me, like naming it, just
Yes,
like flat out, like, this
yes,
is how I'm feeling.
yes,
Because I've spent so much time in this lifetime just like bottling things up
yes.
and just like overriding my body and then just doing it. And that created such distrust with me and my body. So
Yeah,
now I just like name it and then I'm fine. Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna vomit. Or like when I was presenting my artwork, some of my images are incredibly vulnerable. Like it's like really scary and the subject matter is really intense. And sometimes I would just flat out be like, "All right, everybody, so this is like really vulnerable and I'm really nervous to present this to you." And then as soon as I said that, I totally relaxed.
yeah,
And then the rest of the talk of me presenting my art was so smooth. And people were like, "Are you sure you were nervous?" And yeah, I had to name it and then I was fine.
yeah,
But like me hiding it or shoving it down created so much more anxiety that I got to the space where I was like, then I would start shutting down. So just naming it was, for
yeah,
me, super helpful.
yeah. That's huge. And that really speaks to, having anxiety, experiencing anxiety. Um, that's our signaling system that
Hmm.
says like, hey, you're not being congruent with yourself. And then when you speak it, it's like, ooh, that's me being congruent. And
Hmm.
that's when your body relaxes. And um, I just love the truth that our body is the most honest part of us.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like more and more, I'm like, yeah, that's legit.
Yeah. Yeah. And taking these small moments to breathe.
Yes.
And taking these small moments to like, yeah, I hear you, bro. Right? Like, I hear you, body. I'm with you. I got you. I hear you. I'm gonna acknowledge
You
that. And
call your body bro a lot. Hey, bro.
oh, no,
Because
I
I
think
like
because
it.
I'm just talking to you and I call
That's
you
fair.
bro.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, I don't. No, I don't call my body bro. No, she didn't like it. She's like, what the fuck?
It's funny.
Um, yeah, yeah, especially in big healing journeys, right? Like
Yeah,
one of my doctors said to me, he's like, your body is with you. Like she's not going to argue against you. Your body is with you because you've
yeah,
done so much work to really heal and mend that relationship that if if a big health scenario happens and you're resentful of your body, like what message is that sending to your body?
right.
Of course it's going to up the ante
Mhm.
and let you know like those massive signals of pain or, sickness or like
Right.
if you're resentful of the pain signals, like, okay, clearly you have a message for me and I haven't
Yeah,
been listening. I'm
yeah,
sorry. Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, our body will speak to us, sometimes yell at us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just this last week, I recognized that I wasn't fully allowing myself to grieve. to
Mm.
grieve Sam and, my relationship with Rowan. And so something that I realized that was like super helpful. And I knew this before in some ways, but like it really translated even more into my process with grief, which is I need something to respond to.
Yeah.
I can't just sit there and think about, Sam or Rowan and then tears come. Like it doesn't work like that for me. I have to have something that elicits it. Whether
Hmm.
it could be something internal to happen,
Hmm.
or it could be, looking at videos of Sam or
Hmm.
pictures of Sam
Hmm.
or pictures of Rowan and I. It could be like songs that I've associated with Rowan or songs that I associated with Sam or seeing Sam's like maybe an item that I haven't like put away or something like that, right? Like
Hmm.
so what I've been doing and shout out to Vanessa because and you like you both have been like, hey, you know what? Maybe you should just wallow a bit. And I've been taking that feedback and really doing that. And because several days ago, my gut was hurting. And it was definitely like directly associated with not feeling my grief. Um, Also, ChatGPT helped me too because I don't love AI, but there is something helpful about like just like full on describing what's happening inside of yourself.
Hmm.
And then ChatGPT is like asking you questions, and it's like something that I can respond to, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so that's also been really helpful. Don't worry, everybody. I'm not going to get AI psychosis and have this major attachment with AI. Like, I don't feel that way at all. Um, and I encourage you, if you are like solely relying on AI, please reach out to other human beings.
Hmm.
Like, people care about you. I know it's vulnerable and scary, but nothing can replace human connection.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, like that's been, I mean, man, that's made such a difference. Like I've noticed it in my digestion.
Hmm.
It's better. It's like it's softened, you know. Um, and so for people out there who, struggle to know how to like grieve, like have a container for your grief, maybe you just need something to respond to too.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
encourage that because, something that I realize is like there's this intellectual part of me that's like, well, I cried a little bit, like I'm okay. But it's
Right.
not true. And also, if I don't honor the grief and the love and the like all the things inside of that, then um I'm not fully giving um my love and my presence to what I went through
Hmm.
and
Exactly.
validating that, right? And that's so important.
Right.
That helps us move forward, actually.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly. Exactly. And when you're grieving, it really just shows that you truly loved those
Yeah,
beings.
yeah.
And I think I suggested like watch a movie
You did, yeah, yeah,
that is going to just like trigger the sadness. Um,
yes,
and allow yourself to cry. So, um, after the accident, um, uh, uh, and it was also simultaneously like I was seeing somebody. It was my first relationship after my divorce. I found out, realized, came to the realization that the person that I was seeing was not who he said that he was. And I was so far out of my wheelhouse of personal development. I was like, I need help.
Mm,
I legit need help.
yeah.
I hired a counselor to help and assist me move through that grief. Um, uh, and I was also navigating the confusion of, a TBI. But I designated a seating area to
Mm,
be like my grief chair.
yeah.
And anytime I would be hit with the wave of, oh my God, I don't know. Oh, like I'm gonna do the ugly cry. Like I would just sit in that chair and
Yeah.
allow those emotions to come up. And I would sit there sometimes for as long as 3 hours. I think
Mm,
the longest that I sat there was like 3.5 hours, like legit, like just like hard, ugly cry in and out of it
yeah.
and, sitting with my water. But that was like my safe space of this is where you're just going to allow yourself to grieve because
Yeah.
like um I really allowed that person in a way that I didn't let my ex-husband in. And
Mm,
so there was a lot to grieve. Like I actually allowed myself to see myself having kids with them. And
yeah.
and we were talking about getting married and of course I'll talk and that was a whole thing. Um but to actually like allow myself to imagine that
Yeah.
was such a grief. It was so difficult to be like how did I override my intuition that hard that I saw what I wanted to see instead of what was actually there.
Mm,
That was also part of what was coming up and it was a hard lesson of no, Lindsay, your intuition is always correct. Please listen to your intuition. Um, but to have that like that safety net and have it be a chair,
yeah.
very similar to this one actually. It wasn't pink, but whatever. It was just this like safe space of like, okay, this chair has got you, and
Yeah.
I have got you, and I've got my inner child,
Mm,
and I wasn't judging myself for crying so often that I needed to, as I needed to, right? Because that was a thing growing up too. Like,
mm,
oh, you're crying again? And I'm like, this is the second time. What are you talking about? I'm crying again. This is
right.
a natural grieving process that I'm going through. What do you mean I'm crying a lot? This is like, what?
Human.
Or right, yeah.
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 Yeah. That's really good. I like that having a chair being designated or yeah, anything, any kind of object.
Yeah, and in the middle of washing dishes, if it
Yeah.
came up, I would stop, turn off the water, go and sit in the chair, right?
Hmm.
Like it wasn't timeout, it was my safe space.
Yeah.
And it was the thing that I needed during that time. Do I need a chair now? No, not necessarily. I'll probably just grab Winston from now on, right? Like, I don't know. And it's okay to change, right? Like
Yeah, it
these things
is.
change and shift as you grow and change and shift. And next time around during grieving process, I might really turn hard into writing. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know. I have no clue. But to
right.
be open and I think even in the middle of cooking, I stopped and I would go and grieve for 10, 15 minutes, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
Mhm.
Was there anything that you discovered through that process?
That it didn't matter how often I needed to do it. However, I needed to cry is however often I needed to.
Yeah,
Um, uh, and that's when I started to like let go of the narrative, of,
yeah,
I should be over this by now. Like, no, however long it takes me is however long it takes me.
right.
Combined with the basics of, eat when you can,
Hmm.
because grief and stress can really alter your eating habits.
True.
Um, and eat healthy when you're able to eat healthy.
Yeah.
Drink water like it's your best friend. It will
Hmm.
help you move that emotion. Exercise, and then because it energetically helps you move it even faster.
Hmm.
And then don't judge yourself for how often you need to sleep,
Yeah, yeah,
because again, the stress will alter your sleep. patterns and your sleep cycles. Sometimes you only need 3 hours. And then other times you'll need 12 hours straight. So just if
Yeah.
you're in the middle of it, just
Yeah.
allow and be sweet and tender with yourself
Mm.
when you're grieving. Because again, this fast pace world just wants us to go, go, go. I should be over this by now. It's like,
Right.
yeah, like 2 months into grieving my grandmother, I was like, I don't give a shit that I look like I'm grumpy. I really don't care. If my work performance is still affected, too fucking bad. Like I don't fucking care. Like
Yeah.
if somebody called me grumpy, great. You know what? Because I'm not feeling that great, and it's fine. Um,
Yeah.
and there was this part of me that's like, am I not? Oh, I'm not done. Why am I not done?
Hmm.
And then I would just picture my grandmom and just the sweetness of those moments,
Yeah.
between her being a pain in the ass. I, I love her for it. I'm so grateful that she was. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would just remember those sweet moments and be like, you know what? She taught me so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm grieving a woman who had such a strong presence in raising me. And it's okay that I'm not smiling. It's okay that I look grumpy. I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah. It's okay.
Hmm.
Giving yourself permission to feel what you feel.
Oh, give yourself permission to feel what you feel. So, we've been talking about all that with grief.
Yes.
With the eclipse, let me tell you,
Mm.
anger has been coming to the surface like a mother for me. I'm like, well, I didn't punch anybody today, so that's great. I won.
Maybe we need to go to a rage room for you.
I think that I'm ready for that actually.
Yeah.
Between detoxing my liver
Mhm.
and um, astrologically and energetically, what has been happening, what has been coming to the surface has been a lot of anger. And I'm like, yep, I'm just going to sit with this. I'm
Nice.
going to feel it. Yep, I feel it.
Hey, that anger
Great.
is good. It's there for a reason.
Exactly. Exactly. It's here telling me something. How often have I shoved down the anger? How
Mm.
much have I not processed it? How much of this is my anger versus my mother's, my grandmother's, her
Sure.
mother's, and so on and so forth. And I'm just like, yep, I'm feeling it. Cool. I feel it. I allow myself to feel it. I'm acknowledging.
Nice.
Yep. And then somebody at work the other day was like, you should smile. And I immediately was like, do we need to have this talk? Maybe we
Yeah.
need to have this talk that you don't tell a woman smile. Like,
No, fuck
I'm
off.
not I'm not here for your entertainment. Just so
Ugh.
that I can be more of a pleasant experience for you as I'm walking by. Like some days I don't want to smile at work. Some days I just want to shake everybody because
Dude, that pisses me off. Whoever that
there
was
was
can fuck themselves.
there was definitely this moment where I was like, well, I forget what I said to him actually. Um, but it definitely like irked me the rest of the day. And I was like, why am I allowing this to be a thorn in my side?
Mm.
Like, okay, bro. But it also allowed me to see truly like what I was carrying. Like, and I wear it on my face. I don't really hide it. So
Yeah.
I was tight-jawed. I was walking with some sort of pace, feeling the feels.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, I
I
think I was
mean,
also in pain that day too. So,
that
like
would,
there were multiple layers happening of like,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah, that would definitely amplify it.
right.
Yeah.
And but also like, bro, mind your go away.
Yeah, it's just like, what the
I
fuck?
know. Yep. Hmm.
Um, yeah, so the eclipse, the blood moon that happened yesterday morning,
Hmm.
hmm in Virgo. Um, yeah, that's a big one. And it's, all of this is like coinciding with, and we don't have to get into this, but I'll just mention it, like things going on in Iran and all that, which is like terribly sad and awful. Um, but yeah, Saturn, Neptune, and Aries, the Mars conjunct Uranus, Mercury in retrograde in Pisces. Uh, there being, I think, 6 planets in Pisces still. And, I told you this before the recording, but like Pisces and Mercury, whew, it's gonna fuzzy your thinking. And I know I've been feeling that here and there. And it also like the retrograde helps us revisit, reevaluate, reassess, like go internal on things that are important and just kind of
Hmm.
like cycling back through themes.
Yeah.
Yeah. hmm
What?
It's just crazy times. It's just like
Is-
this is the last bit of the Virgo Pisces stuff.
Yes.
And you have your Venus in Virgo. I have my rising in Virgo. I have my seventh house in Pisces. You have your Jupiter in Pisces. So these particular areas, we're feeling it. And it'll be interesting to see come March 20th when we enter Aries season because it's gonna
Hmm.
it's gonna shift into 6 planets into Aries and all
Hmm.
fiery, and it's gonna shift out of retrograde Mercury. Um, and so it'll be interesting to see how like the astrological new year starts.
Hmm. Yeah.
hmm I feel like I think it's gonna feel better in some ways. Take that with a grain of salt because, life is lifing.
So being a fire sign, I know exactly what you mean. I'm trying, so I'm looking like this because I'm reflecting on like how can I expand what it is that you just said. So what I take that as th things will feel better is because being a fire sign, we like to go. We like to be on the move and we like to do the things. We don't do well with just sitting, even though we talked about just sitting and being with your feelings, right? Like we can feel the energy building and
Yeah.
building, and we can feel the shift, like the undercurrent shifting. And so when we move into Aries, it's like the green light, go.
Yeah.
It's like it's like that as soon as you begin to go, you feel the relief of that pressure, and it's like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't that feel so much better to like let it out?
Right.
Like, and it it could be like things are bubbling to the surface for you and your relationship, and then suddenly it's like that, that blow up fight or that
Mhm.
big uncomfortable conversation, but it could be very productive if you use that energy. And
Yeah.
so on the other side of that, turbulent time could be like, ah, yeah, there you go. So much better. Hmm.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's what's happening with the collective. I'm wondering
hmm
if things have been consistently coming out and bubbling to the surface, and then once we're in Aries, if it's going to be big and charged and very confrontational,
hmm
but then there'll be resolution. And so I'm I'm holding space for the resolution.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. I would like to see that. That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let's all put that energy out there. And on a individual level, right? Because the collective level is reflecting, it's like bi-directional, like they're both reflecting things, showing us things. Like on an individual level, my sense is that people are becoming more honest and less
Mhm.
masking,
Yes.
and like the bullshit isn't being held up as much anymore, right? Like that kind of
Right.
theme of Aries energy. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Even how I'm having conversations at work, my
Hmm.
tolerance for BS has gone way down.
Yeah.
And I'm way more forthcoming of, no, it's this.
Yeah.
And this is what it is, and this is why it is. Um, I used to say, I want Professor Lindsay to come back because she was really firm. I like her.
Yeah.
Where is she? And now I feel like that part is like coming back in of, no, it's this.
Yeah.
Um, too bad. And if you don't like it, go somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
Yeah,
Yeah. So becoming bolder. Yeah. In communication.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Now there's like the other side that I think, yeah, we are seeing in the collective, which is volatility and reactivity, you know?
Oh, yeah, especially if you are in a space of not having um, the muscle
Mhm.
of exercising your emotional responses. Like you're not responding, you're reacting.
Yeah.
Um, uh, I used to say like the knee-jerk reaction. Um, yeah, it can be really unhealthy.
Yeah.
Anything, any advice for that?
Oh, advice for reactivity?
Yeah. Especially when you're being called out. I'm thinking of something very specific in this moment.
Ah, okay. Um, so for the person who is reactive or
Yeah,
being with someone who is reactive?
I think maybe both. So let's start with the person who is reactive,
Okay. Yeah. So for those of us, us humans who can become reactive, uh,
which is literally every single
which is
person.
yeah, which is
Yeah,
everybody
we
at
all
any
have our
given point.
moments. Hmm.
Yes, normalize that.
Yeah,
Um, I would say that, you know, reactivity is going unconscious.
right.
So if you can, I mean, it might be after the fact of reacting, but even then it's okay to go, oh shit, I just
Yeah.
did what XYZ, whatever. I need to take a breath and check in with myself and be like, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
Like what just externally triggered me that's pulling something up to the surface
Hmm.
that maybe I haven't examined and it's
Hmm.
just boiled over, right? Like, talk
Yeah.
about the body telling the truth. It's
Hmm.
like you're displacing something most likely.
Hmm.
And so checking in and being like, what is going on? Is there a boundary that I'm crossing? Is there a boundary that somebody else like crossed? And in certain cases too, like maybe it is another person. Maybe like you've told this other person over and over again what you need or how you feel, and they've just
Hmm.
completely disregarded you.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty, I mean, maybe you don't want to be reactive, but the underlying feeling is valid in that.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I would say like moving from, because right, reactivity is unconscious. You're going unconscious, right? Being nauseous is going unconscious,
Hmm.
right? Feeling kind of blank in a uncomfortable way, that's like you going unconscious. If
Mm.
you're super tired all of a sudden and it's not about sleep, you're going unconscious,
Hmm.
right? There's all
Hmm.
these ways that we can go unconscious and checking in and being like, oh, am I not feeling my feelings?
Yeah.
Right? Because I just
Yeah.
had this huge, like, explosive reaction.
Right.
Any thoughts do you have on that?
Oh, I got a whole lot.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. When I lose it, it's usually because I have communicated it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And then I'm to the point where I'm like, why didn't you listen to me the last 100 times? And now the only time that I can get your attention
Yeah.
is if I use my fire and raise my voice, and that feels frustrating,
Yeah.
right? Um, uh, have like thinking about this conversation with my sister, my older sister. Um, I was so calm throughout the whole conversation and vocalized, okay, I'm feeling frustrated because we're getting off track. Can we come back to center?
Hmm.
And just the entire conversation was her spinning out, and it I felt super frustrated. And by the time I allowed the conversation to happen for maybe a half hour, maybe 35 minutes,
Hmm.
and by the end of the conversation I was like, this is not a conversation, this is not productive at all, and I'm hanging up. I love you, and this is I feel super frustrated.
Yeah.
But somewhere in that conversation she was like, and you were so nasty when
Mhm.
you responded then. And I was like, I remember that moment. Me getting passionate is not nasty. Me raising my voice out of frustration with you is not nasty.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
What I said was not nasty. Um, it's curious because I know that I have a high emotional EQ,
Hmm.
right? And then in moments like that, like I felt like I had sort of like lost my center a bit, um, because I was allowing somebody to project onto me that I was unable to have a conversation, which was hilarious because I was like, well, you clearly don't listen to the podcast because, okay, we clearly have conversations and we have tough conversations.
Hmm.
And I'm
Yeah, we
like,
do.
okay. Yeah, but in that moment, I'm like, okay, what was potentially happening to her?
Mm.
Right? Like, I know that accountability feels really scary for her. And this is not a judgment. This is just an observation that it feels like coming up to any sort of responsibility or taking responsibility or accountability, like legit scares her.
Hmm.
And so her ego was going into, spiritually, her ego was like fight or flight. And so it was just lashing out at me.
Yeah.
And seeing what I see and knowing that she's operating from a place of trauma and unresolved trauma, like I can't swoop in and like allow her to treat me or to continue that conversation, which wasn't a conversation. It was like just lashing out at me.
Yeah.
Just because I see where she's at does not mean I'm going to excuse the behavior. I was maintaining as best as I could, being centered of this is not helpful. We're getting off track.
Yeah.
You're bringing in topics and memories and things that don't have anything to do with what we're actually talking about.
Yeah.
You're spinning out, and when you're when you're pointing the finger, you've got three back at you. And
Hmm.
so, you know, whenever I say, "Oh, this person is doing this," I'm always like, "Okay, well, where am I doing that?"
Mm. Hmm.
Right? But I can do that to a point of being detrimental,
Yeah.
of dismissing my own feelings.
Right.
Um, yeah. And what is sad is I haven't heard from her. since.
Mhm.
And I probably won't for a while. Um,
Yeah, that
and
is tough.
that's okay. That's okay. I'm to a place now with certain dynamics in the family that it's like, you know what? I'm retracting my energy to take care of me, not out of retaliation, not out of rebellion, not out of anger, but to the point of like, this is just not helpful. And it's stressing you out. And you some of them really refuse to get help to
Yeah.
they some of them are really refusing to expand and take accountability or go to counselors or hire a coach because there's nothing wrong with them. And that's fine. You know, that's if that's how they want to live their life, that's great. But for me to keep showing up, somebody who does hold myself accountable, somebody who does take responsibility, somebody who does truly want to grow and show up in this world and I don't know, bring truth and love and you know, bohemian over here. Um, you know, it can create such a great amount of friction
Mm, yeah.
that it's to the point where it has affected my mental health so much that I don't want to be in that loop anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's important to like take care of yourself. And also, I would say, it's hard because it's also a grieving process surrounding family. Um, and so like
Mhm.
honoring that too is super important.
Right. And when I hear somebody say, that's your so and so, I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
Right. And so imagine the amount of hurt that I have experienced for
Hmm.
me to pull away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe me, I still wrestle with guilt of not calling so and so or not calling this other person
Yeah.
or like I still wrestle with that shame and that guilt of honor so and so and show up in love. And I do show up in love. I'm just so I've hit my limit. I've
Yeah.
hit my limit.
Yeah. And sometimes there's seasons where you just need to get space and
Yeah.
you don't know what it's going to evolve into. And it's also okay if you just always need space.
Yes, yes, which is also why I'm so careful to not react with words or text messages or letters. It's like I I am so mindful of how I use my words
Mhm.
and I don't want to just be like, fuck this, I'm done.
Sure.
There's definitely a part of me that is like, well, what if? What if they do
Yeah.
go to counseling and they show
Yeah.
up and they actually
Right.
want to have a difficult conversation of, yeah,
Mhm.
I could hold space for that. Yeah, yeah, but I won't be blamed. That's not,
Yeah.
no, I'm actually like looking forward to the productive conversation and holding space for that,
Yeah.
truly.
That's really good. Yeah. Um, yeah, blame doesn't serve anybody ever.
No,
It's
yeah.
so true. Yeah. Yeah, and the reactivity piece of um was there anything else that you wanted to speak to with that before?
I think collectively
Mhm.
we've gotten very reactive. The ability to have difficult conversations has gone way down. Um,
Yeah.
and, and that concerns me.
Mhm.
Um, and so if I find myself in a dicey conversation,
Mhm.
whether it be politics or religion, like I allow myself to continue to hold the space of curiosity. Oh, can you help me understand that? The reason
Yeah.
behind that? Can you help me understand just so that uh, I know where you're coming from, right? Like
Right.
I might disagree. I mean, with politics, I say, well, our votes cancel each other. Cool. You want to go get a cup of coffee, right? Like to keep it light of okay, but it's okay. It's really okay. Like somebody, a close friend at work, she figured out that we voted differently.
Hmm.
And she came to me in tears and she's like, are you still my friend? And I'm like, sweetie, we just canceled each other's votes. I don't fucking care. Like I care, but but at the same time, like help just help me to understand and I'll help you to understand where I'm
Sure.
coming from
Yeah.
and my reason behind why I voted the way that I did or whatever,
Yeah.
as an example. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think, there's a whole lot of layers to that, right? And there's so many things that can separate us from each
Mhm.
other. And so
Yeah.
it's like, each person has their own autonomy and choice.
Mhm.
Like what is worth it to you? In what ways are you okay with separating?
Mhm.
And I really feel that you're onto something about uh we as a society, and like me as a psychologist, oh man, one of my biggest like teachings that I want to like spread is you can have difficult conversations and actually you can create even more depth to your relationships through those difficult conversations. And that avoidance thing that you feel is
Mhm.
connected to something that you experienced from your past, of course, and we want to honor that pain. And the only way that you can have a different experience is to have a different experience.
Yes.
And choice is a part of that, like
Yeah.
choosing to be vulnerable and courageous and step into a conversation with somebody, knowing that it's probably going to be uncomfortable. But
Mhm.
honestly, if both people involved or whoever's involved is willing to do that, it goes so much smoother than you think.
Yeah. It's like, is the
That-
5 minutes of pain, does that out, does that conversation, going through the difficult conversation, 5 minutes of pain, does that outweigh holding it in for the next 13 years
Right.
begrudgingly?
Yeah.
Right? Right.
Yes.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
It is. Yeah. So when I get to teach people how to communicate in that way, it's just so fulfilling. So fulfilling. Especially
Yeah.
like, I mean, in individual work, it's awesome. And then in couples work, it's like you get to see it in real time. And it's so fun.
Yeah. Yeah. But also sometimes the frustration of the other party or the other individual could potentially be like, oh, you're frustrated because I'm not falling in line and I'm not complying,
Right.
which then comes from an issue of control
Yep.
that other individual or other party or group or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's like, why do you want to control me? Why is it so difficult to just hold space and hear me out?
Right.
Why is it so difficult to just trust that like, no, I'm still showing up in love. It doesn't mean that I don't like you. It just means that we see differently.
Right.
Why
Yeah.
is that so problematic?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a good point. That speaks to something that is like the through line in anything that we do, which is like the uncertainty and what is your capacity to sit with the uncertainty
Oh,
inside
yeah.
yourself.
Yes.
And dude, like we could talk about how how we navigate that and how like we could talk about it, but like I just want to fully acknowledge the fear that we could feel being in the uncertainty and that
Yeah.
fear is legitimate because it elicits the threat detector system in our body, and depending on what you've experienced in your past, it can amplify that fear.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
just normalizing like uncertainty can be really scary,
Yes,
you know?
absolutely. Yeah.
And the capacity to sit with uncertainty is such a, I mean, I think Brene Brown talked about it in one interview. She was like, she was interviewing like CEOs and top-notch like people in different companies. And she was talking about like, what are the skills that you think your children would benefit from the most? And she mentioned this, the capacity to sit with uncertainty being such an important skill. And if you think about it, like, so if you can sit with uncertainty, you aren't gonna go unconscious as fast.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be more conscious because you're gonna be able to pace yourself inside of uncertainty and
Mm-hmm.
be present to the discomfort of what's coming up
Mm-hmm.
and the anticipatory like fear of you don't know what's going to happen, but there's a next step that's going to happen. And so just think about like that is such a resource in anything that we do.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that's something that I've been working on quite a bit, and I really try to help clients move into that and like practice. How can you sit in uncertainty in a way that feels um or in a way that you return back to yourself even if you're in discomfort, you know?
Yeah.
And return back to yourself meaning um you how do I put this in words? When I think about returning back to myself, it's when I am connected not only to my body and being here and now, but also like honoring what's in my heart as a focus for moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
And that's too to like it's not just all about your heart, but it's about um the ability to orient yourself to where you are and not lose sight of what do you want your focus to be, right? Because man, like we can get distracted and pulled in different directions. And if you're a curious person like me and you, like it's easy to do that. But it's
Mm-hmm.
just like what is and I'm talking to myself in this too, not just the
Mm-hmm.
audience. What is like your focus that you want to use as an anchor to bring you back into yourself?
That's a good question.
Mhm.
Do you have an answer?
Yeah, I do. I mean, a part of it is listening to my heart and honoring me
Mm-hmm.
and discerning what feels true for me.
Mm-hmm.
And not in a way that disregards others. Actually, it's honoring me and honoring others. By honoring me and listening to myself, I can then say, okay, that's what you want. This is what I am able to do.
Mm-hmm. Right.
This is how I can meet you. But if I try to bypass that, which is in my history,
Mm-hmm.
the people pleasing, the sort of good girl syndrome, then what I'm gonna do inside of that is I'm gonna feel urgent and I'm not gonna listen to myself and I'm not gonna be able to like pause, sit with it, discern what I need and want. And I'm just gonna rush through it and bypass. And then eventually that doesn't work because eventually the truth comes back up.
It always does.
Yep.
The truth always comes back up.
Yeah.
Hint. It always comes up.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Hmm.
amazing. There is with a distant family member, like literally 10 years of me sitting in on the truth and like it's only a matter of time.
Hmm.
It's only a matter of time. And if
Right.
I were in my ego, it'd be like da 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 da. It's like, but then I would have robbed the other person of arriving
Right.
where they needed to arrive. And
Right.
so But yes, the truth always comes up.
Yeah,
Always.
it
And
does.
so I'm like, all right, somebody's really avoidant. I'm like, yep, just you wait.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll
And
arrive there in your own time.
yeah, for sure. And me saying all of that is a helpful reminder to me
Mm.
to like remember that. And the thing is there's gonna be times where I forget that. And that's not
Oh,
the
yeah.
point. The point isn't to be perfect in this because that's not possible. Um,
Right.
it's to, and I love, this comes from like my conversation with Christina, my spiritual mentor.
Shout out.
Shout out. Uh, it's like her and I were talking about secure love. What is secure love inside of yourself? And I love her definition, which was, these things are going to come up inside of you to like you're not gonna like you're gonna go unconscious, basically, right? And you're gonna do unconscious things that you are familiar with doing. And so it's not about being perfect at that. That's gonna be there. And you might catch it quicker every now and then, or you might not. It's
Hmm.
okay.
Hmm.
But the point is, how do you return back to yourself when you
Yeah.
catch it?
Right. Right.
Instead of shaming yourself,
Yeah.
judging yourself.
Hmm.
It's another way of shaming yourself. Because that actually will lead to more unconscious patterns,
Right.
you know? And so it's then not only how do you return back to yourself, but what is it that you want to create inside of relating to yourself
Hmm.
when you return back to yourself,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's such a different space to be in when you're kind and like soften to yourself versus judgmental and shaming, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
And
And
yeah, go ahead.
sorry,
No, you're good.
I want to emphasize that there's a difference in being nice to yourself versus being kind to yourself,
Mm,
right? Like you can say nice things to yourself, but the underlying vibration or energy of it could be like, you stupid fucking idiot,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
You To truly be kind to yourself also involves the energetic exchange truly between yourself.
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's finding the way to soften to yourself,
Hmm.
right? Like
Right.
it's like I said earlier in our episode, me finding the language to say I can soften to my own voice. My
Hmm.
voice is valuable,
Hmm.
right? Like even now I can feel there's like a calming sensation that goes over me in that.
Hmm.
It's like finding those ways to be with yourself. And I'm a Leo stellium, so words are huge.
Yeah.
I need them words. What did you call me before? It was like the wordy, what was it?
Was it just the wordy one?
The wordy one. Was it that when we were talking
I
about
don't remember.
t-shirts?
I'm named the nonverbal ninja, and
Hmm.
so you are the opposite. You really pay attention to phrasing
Hmm.
and words, and you're not afraid to use your words. Um,
Yep.
and I think for the t-shirt, I think I was like the wordy one. And you were like, fuck you. Yes. Okay, great.
I'll
Thank you.
use my words. Fuck you.
Oh boy.
That's great. Yeah.
But also, let me also say this is that only fire signs can really get when they're saying to each other, no, fuck you. No, fuck you. Right? Like, totally
Yes.
fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just another
Like,
way of saying like I
I
love
love
you.
you. Jinx.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
great.
cannot say that to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Have them get it.
I understand that. It's funny. I've said it to a lot of people, but there's been some people that like who was it? It was somebody I said fuck you and they were like, "Whoa." I was like, "I
Right.
like this is out of love." And they were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Got to
fun.
be careful.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Um, anything else?
I don't know. I love how we were both like, I don't know what to talk about. What should we talk about? What are we going to talk about? I don't know.
And then we just and
And
then we
then we
just
just go. There's
here
good
we
stuff
are.
here. There's good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's been a good conversation. Um, I think, I mean, it feels good.
Hmm.
You feel complete?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, this was a good one. I don't know what I'm gonna title it. I'm gonna have to
I don't
sit with
know.
it.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be fun if the
Hmm.
audience named it, but I have to name it before
In
I
order to post
put
it,
it
right?
out.
Yeah.
So that's not gonna
Right.
work. That's too bad. Um, let's see. We don't have any workshops scheduled
Yet.
yet. Keyword
Yeah,
yet.
but there's some brainstorming.
Yeah, there has been brainstorming.
Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. We will have Mike Salemi on our podcast
Hmm.
next episode.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited about that.
Yeah. It's gonna be good.
Yes. Get a healthy masculine on here.
Hmm. Yeah.
So far we have had, I think Dave has only been the one healthy masculine period. We
Hmm.
haven't had anybody else. So
Right. Yeah.
that'll be
So far.
great. So far, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be great to have Mike on here. Um, yeah. And I think that's it. Cool.
Hmm.
Well, much love to everybody and, take care of yourself. I know that you're going to take away something from this episode and like run with it. Experiment
Hmm.
with it,
Hmm.
see what works for you and then toss the rest.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, my friend, until next time, bye everybody.
Bye.